Eye. Eye is a sensory organ. Our paired eyes are located in sockets of the skull called orbits. The adult human eyeball is nearly a spherical structure. The wall of the eyeball is composed of 3 layers. The external layer is composed of a dense connective tissue and is called the sclera. The anterior portion of this layer is called the cornea. The middle layer, choroid, contains many blood vessels and looks bluish in color. The choroid layer is thin over the posterior 2/3 of the eyeball, but it becomes thick in the anterior part to form the ciliary body. The ciliary body itself continues forward to form a pigmented and opaque structure called the iris, which is the visible color portion of the eye. The eyeball contains a transparent crystalline lens which is held in place by the ligaments attached to the ciliary body. In front of the lens, the aperture is surrounded by the iris, is called the pupil. The diameter of the pupil is regulated by the muscle fibers of the iris. The inner layer is the retina, and it consists of 3 layers of neural cells. From inside to outside, if we look, then the 3 layers are ganglion cells, bipolar cells, and photoreceptor cells. There are 2 types of photoreceptor cells, namely rods and cones. These cells contain the light-sensitive proteins called the photopigments. The daylight photopic vision and the color visions are the function of cones, and the twilight scotopic vision is the function of the rods. The rods contain a purplish-red protein called the rhodospin or visual purple, which contains a derivative of vitamin A. In the human eye, there are 3 types of cones which possess their own characteristic photopigments that respond to red, green, and blue lights. The sensations of different colors are produced by various combinations of these cones and their photopigments. When these cones are stimulated equally, a sensation of white light is produced. The optic nerve leaves the eye and the retinal blood vessels enter it at a point medial to and slightly above the posterior pole of the eyeball. Photoreceptor cells are not present in that region, and hence it is called the blind spot. At the posterior pole of the eye lateral to the blind spot, there is a yellowish pigment spot called macula lutea with a central spit called fovea. The fovea is thinned out portion of the retina where only the cones are densely packed. It is the point where the visual acuity or the resolution is the greatest. The space between the cornea and the lens is called the aqueous chamber and contains a thin watery fluid called aqueous humor. The space between the lens and the retina is called the vitreous chamber and is filled with a transparent gel called vitreous humor.